Good news, honey, when you clicked on this video, knowing that there is a quantum ascension is ready for you. I want to share with you these two things that you are going to implement immediately, and you will see your reality change, upgraded, and expanded. You're going to have peace, happiness, love, abundance, alignment, and literally everything. But before I get into it, I have to let you know some little tiny bit that you can only attract what you are. Okay? So what I'm about to share with you is going to make speed, okay, fast, your destiny life. Okay, so not someone else's destiny life, but it's yours. Okay, so if you're ready to attract and live your full destined life, keep on watching. So, the first thing we have to get into here is your idea of who you are and what is available for you. What do I mean by that? A lot of people who don't really understand who they truly are, even that they read a bunch of spiritual books, knowing something after you read it is different from knowing the truth within yourself. Okay? The concept of I am consciousness and the concept of oneness is not a concept to be understood with the mind, and you'll never understand it. It needs to be felt within your heart portal down into your soul. You have to have a deep knowing of how this reality works. Okay? So once you actually understand the concept of what this reality is about, which is the oneness frequency, which is the consciousness. You are consciousness. You are the I am consciousness. So essentially everything is you. Okay, before I lose you, keep on watching because you're going to really get it by the end of this video. The one consciousness, you are creating your personal reality. My personal reality bubble is different from yours. Your personal reality bubble is a direct projection of your inner world. Okay, whatever you're seeing in the 3D is the holographic projection. It doesn't play on its own. Okay, it plays from what movie you are playing inside. Okay, I should do it here because a lot of people are stuck in the mind, and a lot of people are stuck in thoughts. Okay, what negative thoughts, what doubtful thoughts, what judgmental thoughts that they have gets manifested. So that leads me to the first thing. The first thing, okay, I'm gonna tell you two things. The first thing that you're gonna do to quantum leap out of whatever lower density, poor poverty, things that are not working out for you in your life in all areas is this. You must release the resistance to judge. Okay, please write this down. I release judgments. All judgments. Judgment of myself, judgment of my world, judgment of other people. Because judgment is not just judgment. Judgment is a mechanism, okay, that is placed in this reality that tells you there is something that you haven't yet integrated. In other words, when you have judgments or criticism, right, negative judgments on people, like maybe someone wears something and you're like, why are you wearing that? Or maybe you're not even saying it to them, you're just thinking, oh my God, like negatively. There's a problem with you, okay? Because people are just people. Things are just things. This world is meaningless. So why is it everyone in the room doesn't have a problem with that person on what they wear, for example, on how they look? But you have that judgment. Because there's something about that person, maybe they dare to dress in a way that you wish you could, but it's so deep in your subconscious that you repress it down. Or maybe they are reminding you of a past version. Maybe you used to dress like really questionable, you have no sense of style. So when you see someone who dresses terrible, it reminds you of that version of you that you have rejected. Okay? Stay with me here. When you recognize, and it might not be instant at first, okay, here, it might not be instant at first, but when you begin to be aware and conscious of your judgments of others, and knowing that your judgments are completely 100% customized and personalized for you, then you will take full responsibility for them and understand and ask yourself, what is it that I haven't accepted within myself? What is it that I am rejecting about myself? What is it that I haven't come to terms with about myself? Okay, so your judgment is never your judgment of others. It's always judgment of yourself. Because if you are truly free, you will not have judgments, negative, these kind of judgments. Because everything is just neutral for you, right? How many times is it that you're like, oh my God, I just really annoyed at this celebrity, or I'm so annoyed at this, random person or something, and then your friend just like, what are you talking about? I don't really care about it. You know what I mean? So everything you're annoyed by, you have judgments, is literally the key to set you free. Everyone, and I mean everyone, no exception. This is the law of the universe, okay, of the reality. When you have judgment towards someone, you're gonna feel this like weird discomfort energy. And what that actually is that there's something weird and discomfort that you haven't looked within yourself. And that person is your teacher. That person is your sensei. That person right now, you need to thank them. Thank you for reflecting to me what I haven't integrated within myself. Okay, so I'll give you an example. I remember when I was at this like kind of it's like a concert, like a spiritual concert, kind of hippie, concert type of festival. I think it was a concert, not a festival, but it's kind of like an event. And I remember seeing this guy who was dressing in a very, it's like more like yoga, baggy, colorful clothes. And it didn't look very well put together, let's just say. I was so annoyed. I don't like that guy. I don't even know him. And I have nothing really against him. I just saw him and I'm just instantly annoyed. Annoyed at the way he dressed, annoyed at what he was wearing. And it was really activating something inside of me. So when you notice that you're just like activated for no reason at a complete stranger, that's something that is like hint, hint, hint. And then, immediately I was like, okay, why do I have judgment towards this person, innocent person? And then I realized that he was representing that old part of myself, a younger part of myself who didn't really care about how I looked, how I dressed, because I was going through my spiritual awakening. Okay. And if you guys have gone through it, you know that it's not pretty. You look crazy, like you let go of your hair, you let go of your old clothes, you just begin to wear these like interesting spiritual type clothing, like mala beads and like baggy yoga pants and like chakra printed t-shirt. You know what I'm talking about, right? And those are cute and everything. But I was outgrowing that part of me at that point when I saw the guy who was wearing the outfit. And I was triggered because I honestly I didn't accept fully, I didn't love fully that part of me that was discovering spirituality in a very hippie, free-spirited kind of way. And so immediately I was like, okay, wow, I needed to learn to accept all versions of me. Okay, not just the glam version of me, not just the, world known, version of me on the internet, but also the part of me for years that I was traveling the world after I quit my 9-to-5 corporate job to begin exploring life. And I used to live in villages, and I used to live with very little money, and I used to explore all sorts of like this alternative freedom lifestyle that I didn't know that existed. And that part of me I needed to love, because there was a part of me that thought I was lost, I was confused, I was wasting my time or something. So there was that part of me that still believed that. So when I began to, do a lot of that younger self, inner child kind of love work, it instantly disappeared. Okay, so that's something that you can begin to do. And I'll give you another example. Another example is that when you see someone who has some kind of lifestyle, maybe it's glam, maybe it's, they have the Lambos, they have the, Hermes, they have the diamonds, they have the, Louis Vuitton or whatever it is, right? They have all these things that a lot of the spiritual people like to judge. So why is that? And also, why are there so many spiritual people who are broken poor? We have to, talk about that in a different video. The reason why is that when you go through spiritual awakening, you reject your 3D world. So there's a lot of things that you really reject about other people, the way they look, the things they have, but actually secretly, you want it. You wouldn't admit it right away, but if you sit with it, you will realize, my gosh, I wish that I could just get that $300 keratin treatment without feeling like I am polluting the earth, or without feeling like I'm not a spiritual or natural girl or guy, man, I wish I had that, Louis V bag. I wish I had that Chanel bag. But then now I feel like I'm like a murderer, of of animals. But I honestly really like that. But now, because I'm in the spiritual community, that like I have to, upkeep my image. So there's something like that that tells you that you haven't allowed yourself to be who you came here to be. Because who you came here to be is your true self, and it's beyond what is morally good or bad. I know people don't want to hear this, but that's the truth. Good or bad is in separation. There's only what's true for you. Okay? So once you go beyond judgment, which is good or bad, duality, you move into consciousness, which is oneness. And oneness is the encompassing experience of your I am consciousness, of your everything, of your Christ consciousness, because your soul is just here to experience in this vessel. And why you are going to be stuck is when you haven't integrated that. So actually the moment you stop, hating on yourself, hating on other people, having judgment about the things that they have, because what they have, how they dress, the material things they own has nothing to do with you. Has nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? But you made it something about you because it is something about you. So once you stop resisting that, stop judging, I'll tell you that Louis V bag, it will be yours. Those diamond rings, it will be yours. Okay? And you can have a lot of peaceful interaction with all sorts of people. Now you're not judging people who dress like your old self, for example, right? So for me, my world became very harmonious, and also all of these things just magnetized towards me. Like I wasn't wearing purses. I used to love my purses before spiritual awakenings. Okay, so and then I stopped wearing them when I was doing the whole exploration for 9 years. I literally sold all the things I had and just traveled with one, minimalistic bag. So then I had a lot of judgment towards certain people who has purses. I know, it's like a thing, because I wish I did. I wish I did, but then it didn't go with my, hippie outfit, free spirit, handmade, hand-woven outfit. But the moment I let go of that, it came to me so easily. I had, all the bags, all the purses that I dream of. I have all the things, diamonds, gold, jade, whatever. It just comes to me. People literally just even give it to me. It's crazy. So this is the thing. I want you to know that it's yours. When you have judgment towards something, just remember, oh my God, it's mine. And when I let go of the judgment, it'll come to you. Okay? I promise you, try this. Your life will change. And I don't mean try it, like be it for the rest of your life will change. Okay? Second, what's the second thing that you are going to immediately implement? Okay? And that's going to forever change your world. This thing is something that I taught thousands of light workers, empath, co-creator of the new earth. But it's not a one-time thing, and it's not something that you understand, that you can understand fully. But it is something that you have to have a very deep spiritual connection to God, source, consciousness, whatever you want to call it, the highest of energy. But once you do it, you will be free. You will live a very harmonious life, I promise you. Your relationship, especially if you want good, harmonious, loving relationships of any kind, this one thing is going to set you free. Okay? And it is forgiveness. Forgiveness is not just, okay, I forgive you. It's not that. Okay? Forgiveness is knowing that there is no sin in the first place. Stay with me. People are not going to get it because it's not meant to be understood. But he did this, but she did this. This is a terrible crime. Da, 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 da. Honey, remember at the beginning of this video, I said this is your world. This is your consciousness having an experience. Meaning that, I'm sorry, how can you call yourself a light worker without a dark force being at play? That title wouldn't be a thing. You wouldn't be a light worker. You wouldn't be working anything. If they're just light, then you wouldn't be special. You know what I'm saying? If there wouldn't be no bad guy, you wouldn't be the good guy. So just understand that, and you will realize that everyone is literally you giving your soul a story for you to evolve and learn and transcend out of the duality consciousness into the unity. Okay? Consciousness, the oneness. So when you are in duality, you're going to go back to the this is good, this is bad. So I'm the good guy because you're always the good guy, right? Isn't that how funny is that, right? How come you're always the good guy, right? Your ex is always the narcissist. Your ex is always the terrible one. How come? Well, that's not true. They're your teacher. They are you. And once you let go of the human judgment, moral and pointing, and you're in separation when you also think your ex is you, that terrible person is you. And I know sometimes in the 3D you've gone through really deep, dark things. I do not want to make it about, lesson than whatever you experience. That's not the point. The point here is to teach you and remind you of your true reality, which is consciousness. And you can be here arguing all day long. It's not going to change facts. It's not going to change reality. It's not going to change the law of all that is. You are consciousness. You cannot deny that. And if you are consciousness, consciousness is only oneness. In this 3D, it's all fragmented. That's why everything, everyone you meet is a fragment of you. It's a mirror fragment of you. So you cannot become whole and complete. And wholeness means oneness. Okay? You cannot be whole and complete and living literally heaven on earth. Being in the new earth consciousness, you cannot and will not, I'll tell you. Okay? And I didn't make this up. That's just how it works. You cannot do that if you still playing with the fragments. He did this to me. She did this to me. I'm not going to forgive you. Biatch. No, honey. It's all you. It's all you, honey. So once you don't understand it from this mind, this 3D level, this ego level, and when you transcend that and realizing it's just me finding my power. Because let me ask you something. If that so-called narcissist didn't come into your life, you would have no story. I'm sorry, your life would just be like whatever, You would have no story to tell. You would have no obstacle to overcome. You would not learn the lessons that you needed to learn to become the person that you came here to be. Okay? A lot of people can be watching my videos like, oh, Tina, you're so fabulous. You're so confident. You're so well-spoken. You don't know my story. Or maybe some of you guys do. If you watch my old videos, I tell you. I always, tell you here. I've gone through certain traumas in my life, abuses. I've had, deep, dark things that happen to me, but you can't see it. You can't understand that. I was ashamed of my voice for so long. I pretended to be mute. You know how bad that is, right? I pretended to be mute so that I wouldn't get bullied for how I sounded. And for me to be unleashed and for me to have this motivation to get over this fear and also help thousands of light workers unlock their throat chakra and do the work that they came here to do, I wouldn't have that kind of motivation and power and know-how if I didn't go through those like periods of being bullied and made fun of and pretended to be mute and being deeply ashamed of my voice and my accent and who I am. I wouldn't look this fabulous, when if I didn't learn how to love myself because I was made fun of the way I look growing up in Canada. I looked different. I wasn't like the same as everyone in my school. I had to learn to love my Asian features. I had to learn to love myself. There's all sorts of things. My mom would call me fat all the time when I was young. I had all these eating disorders and all of these things that happened to me. And if I didn't overcome that, if I didn't get the lesson from them, I wouldn't help so many people have this total glow up in their life. By the way, if you're interested, 21-day energy makeover, head to toe, inside and out, energy, glowing and glistening, sparkling new me. Link is down below. That is one of my most beloved and powerful program. Okay, get in the challenge. Within 21 days, you're going to see a total glow up. You're going to love yourself. You're going to love your world. Your world is going to give you so many beautiful things. I promise you. Link is down below. So you have to understand that you're benefiting actually a lot from this. And more than that, once you begin to tap into the heart, so this is the 3D thing. You don't have to be all spiritual to understand it. Once you have that empathy and compassion, that the person who hurts you, they can't just hurt you if they are healthy and aligned. Okay? And if they are in love, in peace, they cannot hurt you. So what does that mean? It means that the person who has hurt you in any way, they are hurting themselves 10 times over. They have been, whether it's abused or traumatized or something is, they're suffering from something. And they're out of alignment. That's the only way that they can hurt you. So this is asking for compassion, okay? This is asking for understanding. Doesn't mean that what happened to you was right, but you can understand it, right? And you can only understand it from a heart level. So once you properly forgive, because you actually get it from a heart, soul, higher mind, transcendence level, it's so easy to love. It's so easy to forgive. It's so easy to be thankful and be in gratitude. Gratitude work is no longer a performative thing. It's a thank you, teacher, for teaching me this. Yeah, it would be great if that didn't happen, but I am the way I am now because of what happened to me. I am the way I am now is because I extracted the lessons and now I glow up. Because also you have the option of being a victim, of being in, woe is me, and, this terrible, sad, depressed, low consciousness, low vibe energy. And you just go out there and woe is me and you tell your stories to the world for anyone who wants to listen. You type paragraph and you send it into all these groups. Anyone, right? Have you seen those comments? Of any group, here's my sad story. And then they have no plans to do anything about it. They just want to blame. So that is a very sad way of living. And I don't want that for anybody. But when you're at a certain consciousness that you haven't awakened yet, that's all you know. That's all you know. You just want sympathy from people, but you can't be fully free, happy, harmonious, and whole if you just want things from the 3D. The 3D world cannot give you what you are not, the vibration of. Okay, I repeat, this is the basic 101 of the law of attraction. The 3D world cannot give you what you are not the vibration of. It cannot give you your true love. It cannot give you infinite abundance. It cannot give you harmony. It cannot give you peace, ever. It cannot give you beauty, true beauty. It cannot give you self-worth if you are not that within, if you don't cultivate these traits, these characteristics, okay? But more correctly put, these consciousnesses within yourself. So the work is never without. The work is looking at this halls of mirror, which is this reality, as a reflection, as a feedback loop, okay? As a feedback loop of where are you still not free? Okay, I want you to comment this below, write this down. Where am I still not free? It will show you in your judgments, number one. It will show you in your unforgiveness, number two. So if you haven't forgiven your mother or your father, guess what? It's going to show up in your relationship with your BFF, with people, with friends, with business relationship, with your intimate, like boy, girl, whatever, romantic relationship, marriage. Because why? It will loop forever. I didn't make this up. I don't want to be, cynical. It's not. That's just the law. That's just the mechanics. Because this world is very just basic. It's just like that. Okay, we have to get into understanding the mechanics of this reality. This reality is going to mirror what hasn't been healed inside. All the bad things is going to be mirrored on that. So once you let it go, once you forgive your mother, forgive your father, forgive literally every freaking person that you can forgive, and you go deeper and deeper, and you have to understand you cannot forgive them as who you are. You have to forgive them when you are connected to God, to Source. Okay, a really good pathway to go is the Ho'oponopono. Okay, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. You repeat that. Okay, you repeat that. It's all on the internet. Go YouTube it. You repeat it. You say it. You mean it. Another way you can do it is when you don't really know how to forgive, because, I've been there. Certain things I'm like, I don't know how to forgive this person. It hurts too much. You have to go to God. Okay, you have to go to the highest level of consciousness, God, or whatever you want to call it. There's no name really beyond that. Is, dear God, dear Source, dear consciousness, please help me. Let go, forgive. I don't know how to do it. You speak straight. I don't know how to do this. It hurts too much. But because your willingness, you have to have the willingness, okay? I am ready to let it go. I want to let this go. I want to forgive. Please help me. Show me and I'll do it. Or just take this from me. Help me, please. Show me the way. Okay? Guide me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You hand it over. Okay? You need to do a handing over movement like this. Hand it over. Really feel the energetic shifting to the higher power. And it's especially powerful if you do this right before bed. And then you sleep, you forget about it. And something's going to shift on the day after. I wanted you to try this immediately tonight. But you have to really have that deep conviction of this unforgiveness is hurting me, my manifestation, my reality, my relationship, literally my well-being, and I don't want to hold this in my heart anymore. Because until you have the wisdom that judgment, criticism, unforgiveness, negativity in general is not good for you, then God cannot give you what is good for you because you refuse. You are addicted to patterns of negativity. God, love, consciousness is unconditional. If you want more bad things, it will give you more bad things. That's just how it works. So you have to have the consciousness of, I want to change. I want to evolve. I want to let go of this. I want my true destiny life, which is love, light, and peace, which is abundance, prosperity, okay? And just happiness. You have to really in it to win it. And once you do that, I promise you, honey, your entire world's gonna change. If you only do these two things I share with you, make sure you have no unforgiveness in your heart, and you do not judge other people. Every time you judge them, you have to do this exercise right away, or as soon as you are conscious of, then you thank the person to be your teacher, to be your mirror. If you don't have that genuine gratitude towards them, you cannot evolve, you cannot transcend it, because you still think that you're human, ego human, okay? You still think that you are this kind of person who, they are different from me. They are not different from you. They may look different, okay? But they are you. They are you, okay? Very tailor-made, very customized for your own wounds, okay? But at the same time, for your own freedom, okay? Let me know if you feel what I'm saying. I know we kind of went a little deep here. Let me know if you like more of these breakdown type of videos down below. Give me a big like to signal it to me that is of value to you, so I know to create more of this. This is Tina Wong. I love you so much. Be sure to subscribe to get more of these kind of videos, and this one you're gonna love. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.